Takeaway is on the rise around Australia, and so is reliance on single-use plastic. This Sydney restaurant has moved its whole business from dine-in to takeaway. As the orders pile up, the demand for disposable packaging is rising, and supplies are getting harder to source.
Our packaging suppliers actually run out of packaging. Also, because of COVID, it's very hard for them to get packaging from overseas.
The Restaurant and Catering Association says takeaway orders have more than tripled since the pandemic, and that's not expected to drop. Kelly Lindsay is part of an organisation helping cafes and restaurants become plastic-free. Despite significant momentum before the COVID-19 crisis, that work has now slowed.
The pandemic will end and waste will continue, and we don't want that to become the next huge public health issue, which it is on track to do.
Adelaide cafe owners Josh and Cassandra Anderson use compostable containers to feed changing consumer demand in their beachside suburb. It's 3 times more expensive than plastic, but even in the tough economic times, it's a price they're willing to pay.
Once it's taken away from here, at least we know if it doesn't make it to a bin that it'll disappear eventually.
When this cafe turned to takeaway during the pandemic, the number of containers used increased from 0 to about 6,000 a month. When you times that by the number of restaurants doing takeaway on this street, suburb and city, you can see just how quickly it adds up. The federal government wants single-use plastic culled by 2025, but is leaving it up to each state to enforce. Problematic plastics like cutlery, plates and some food containers are the target. Queensland, the ACT and South Australia have committed to banning single use. But with hospitality hit hard by COVID-19, the ACT and SA have delayed their bans. The other states, including the 2 biggest, are lagging behind. New South Wales is considering phasing out some of these plastics.
It would be nice to see all the states phase things out at the same time. That's very good for business certainty.
Josh Anderson believes a financial incentive would entice more cafes to switch to compostable packaging and keep up momentum.
Otherwise, not everyone's going to do it. There'll be plenty of businesses that will just stick with plastic and cost base.
A solution he thinks that's worth the cost. Claire Campbell, ABC News.